back to another Vindicator Epic video, and this is the history of World War II, but with a map, and I need to get rid of that, so don't mind that thing. I don't know why it's there. Yeah. Don't mind this. Okay. So, it all started, let's start with the end of World War I, shall we? So let's focus mainly on Europe, okay? Europe is where most of World War II happens, most of the World Wars happen, most of the wars happen, because Europe is sad. Europe is sad. So Germany, which currently have like borders like this, just got split, so Poland exists, but like Poland is more eastward, it was like over here. So now Germany doesn't have that border. And the United States was right here. The United States was, okay, I need to memorize. The United States was getting profit off of Germany and all these other places, because Germany was like the main subject of World War I, even though it was like between Austria, Hungary, and Russia mainly. But Germany was like most of the detail in it. And then Germany, like, I think from the U.S. going to Germany, and then they're going back to the U.S. You know. And this is like post World War I. So after World War I, so like 1919 or something like that. I don't know. Don't make me keep track of the year, because I'm not gonna know. So then they were all mad because, like, you know, they weren't the main part of this. So like, why did they have to pay for all this? You know. So then Germany got mad, like I said, and then the Allies, a bunch of other nations, made a group called the League of Nations. And not all nations had joined it. Like, believe it or not, the U.S. has not joined it yet in this time. Or hadn't. The U.S. hadn't joined it at the time. I don't know proper English, but, so then, nothing really happened, I guess. And the others, why did I say others? Like, the other, time periods? So, let's just talk about, the German election. The German election had different, like, vote status, and then these won. And then, so Germany was all, like, you know what, so now I'm this. I hate myself for drawing this. You know, so they were, the Nazis. And then they were like, they hated, like, the communists and the Jewish and all that. Like, it was bad, okay? So they were like, Jewish and the communists? Yeah, no. They didn't like those. Now, why am I drawing this? I'm not agreeing with it. I am not. Okay? Not. Okay? So then after that, these guys eventually turned Germany into Nazi Germany. Or Nazi Germany. Okay? Well, then they set out a thing. Austria is now the German owned Austria. And when was this? I don't know. In 1937? I don't know. I don't know. It was like pre-World War One. I mean pre-World War II then. I know I'm a really bad explainer. Just trust me. When it gets to World War One, it will make more sense, okay? So then there was an area of Czechoslovakia where a lot of Germans lived. And it was like in that area right there. I don't know if you can see because you're so far away, but they kind of took control of that. And then they signed a peace treaty that they would not invade the rest of Czechoslovakia. Guess what Germany did? Invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia. But there was this guy with a mustache. His name was Hitler, and he was bad. He was like leading all this, okay? Why did I erase that? No, it's still that. So yeah, so now these guys owned Austria and Czechoslovakia, and then they were like, okay, so like the Allies, yeah, they're like the United Kingdom and France. So they were both like, okay, if you attack Poland, we're gonna declare war on you. It's probably gonna lead to another world war. And guess what they did? Nope, actually they did not. They did not declare war on Poland. They just invaded Poland. And it'll look like this probably. And then they invaded Denmark. So yeah. The Soviets, so at the time Russia was fighting a civil war, and like after World War I, and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or the USSR, or also known as the Soviet Union, won against Russia. And then they owned all that. And then they had, like, Germany had, we had a thing with Norway, like a material thing, I think. And so now they own Norway. Fun, right? Yay. Boom. So then they wanted to attack France because France was bad, but they didn't do that yet. What they did was Italy over here, like their idea, so like they kind of joined them. I don't know if they did, but let's just say they did. Okay. Now they're big. That's not good. And then they started taking over all of places. It's over Hungary, and then at the time, all of this, like Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, Kosovo, and Macedonia, were all a nation called Yugoslavia. Also, why was I saying Czechoslovakia instead of Czechia and Slovakia? Well, that was also a nation. And I'm sure they took over Romania. I don't know. Romania, I think, had Moldova at the time. I don't know though, so I'll just say they did. And then it was time for Bulgaria and Yugoslavia. Bulgaria joined them, but Yugoslavia was like, you have to fight us, and that went terrible for them. the Nazis won. Then they were like, you know what, I'm gonna use this more strategy that I used in World War I. And then so they went and they went Dutch land and Belgium. Then they attacked France, wiping out Paris, and then splitting France into two. And the rest of France was just a puppet state of Germany. And the German occupied France, and then Vichy France. Or Vichy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know. But then Spain, Portugal, they were gone. And then now it was up to Germany, the UK, and also the US. The US was not liking this. Meanwhile, in Africa, Italy, which owned Libya, was trying to attack Egypt. And they won at first, but then they got held back a lot. And also British Somaliland and Italian Somalia. So yeah. Stuff. South Africa was still owned. India, the Raj, which would be like all this stuff, still owned by Britain. British Raj. Then Greece was also attacked. And Albania was too. And then they were gonna attack the UK, but getting help from the US. Like the US was supplying the UK. And then the Germans were gonna go bomb somewhere near London, but they accidentally bombed London. And that went really bad. Because then the British bombed Berlin. Hitler was mad. He was so angry. So then some US troops. So yeah. Oh wait. Before I actually start with this, December 1941. This is when something happened. Japan. They have like all this Russian land and all this southeast land. Like they had the Japanese Empire this time. They also have like all this. But they led an attack on U.S. for moving troops to Hawaii. So they bombed Pearl Harbor, which was a place in Hawaii, which is a state of the U.S. If you are not from the U.S. and you're not American. Yeah. So then that happened. And then the U.S., they were mad at us. The U.S. was not us. The U.S. was mad at Japan. You see, Germany